Welcome to the first episode of the Water World SMP, where the land is scarce, the oceans stretch endlessly, and survival depends on what you can build, find, or steal. The world loaded in slowly, chunk by chunk, but something already felt off. Instead of the usual forests and plains, there was just water. Endless water. Small patches of sand and the occasional island dotted the horizon like forgotten leftovers. "I think the world broke," someone said in chat. "No," another replied. "I think this is the world." I opened my inventory, nothing but the basics. No map, no starter kit, just a single wooden boat sitting in my hotbar like it was trying to tell me something. I placed it down, hopped in, and began rowing toward the nearest island. The water wasn't normal either. It was darker. Deeper. You couldn't see the bottom, even near shore. Every now and then, shadows moved underneath. That's when the first death message popped up. Player 1 was dragged into the depths. Nobody spoke for a few seconds after that. When I reached the island, it was barely enough space for 3 trees and a patch of sugarcane. But it was something. I started punching wood immediately, glancing back at the ocean every few seconds like something might crawl out. Soon, more players started finding their own islands. Some waved from a distance. Others immediately started boating toward me. "Alliance," one shouted across the water. "Depends," I yelled back. "You got food?" He didn't answer. Just kept rowing closer. Yeah, that's when I knew this SMP wasn't going to be friendly. I crafted tools as fast as possible: wooden pickaxe, wooden axe, the usual speedrun routine. But there was no stone. No caves. No easy upgrades. The only way forward was downward, or outward. Another player reached the island. He jumped out of his boat, looked around, then looked at me. "Nice island," he said. "Yeah," I replied. "It'd be a shame if someone..." He punched me. We both froze for half a second. Then chaos. We started circling each other, landing hits, trying not to fall into the water. Because falling in? That felt like a death sentence. The shadows below had gotten closer. He knocked me back. I hit the water. For a moment, everything went quiet. Then something moved. Fast. I swam back to shore instantly, heart racing, barely making it onto land with half a heart left. He didn't follow me into the water. He knew. "Okay," he said. "Truce." "Yeah," I said. "Temporary." We both knew that wouldn't last. As the sun started setting, the real problem appeared. There were no safe places. No caves to hide in. No mountains to climb. Just tiny islands surrounded by whatever that was in the water. And then the first drown surfaced. Then another. Then 5 more. They weren't just spawning, they were rising. "Get ready," someone typed. Night had begun. And the Water World SMP was just getting started. Morning came way too fast. Or, at least it looked like morning. The sun rose over the endless ocean, lighting everything up in that calm, peaceful way Minecraft mornings usually do. But something was wrong. No drowned. No mobs. No sounds. Just silence. The empty ocean. Where did everything go?" someone typed. Nobody answered. I stood at the edge of the island, staring into the water. Yesterday, it felt alive, like something was watching from below. Now, nothing. The water was clear. Still. Almost fake. The guy from earlier, the one I had fought, walked up beside me. "This isn't normal," he said. "No mobs at all," I replied. "Not even fish." He tossed a piece of driftwood, okay, just a stick, into the ocean. It floated there. Nothing came for it. The first discovery. We decided to test something. "If there are no mobs," he said, "then we can actually explore." "Or it's a trap," I replied. "Probably both." We got into our boats and started moving outward, away from the tiny island. Other players were doing the same, small boats spreading across the ocean like a weird migration. After a few minutes, someone in chat typed, "Yo! What is this?" Coordinates followed. We turned immediately. The ocean floor isn't normal. When we got there, yeah. That's when things stopped making sense entirely. The ocean floor, visible from the surface, was covered in ore. Not just coal or iron. Diamonds. Emeralds. Gold. Everywhere. Just sitting there. Exposed. Like someone had taken a normal cave and flipped it inside out. "No way," I said. Someone dove in. We all watched. He swam down, broke a block. Player 2 found diamond. Chat exploded. Within seconds, everyone started diving. The gold rush. It turned into chaos instantly. Boats abandoned. Players jumping into the water from every direction, racing to grab as many ores as possible. And the weirdest part? Still no mobs. No drowned attacking. No guardians. Nothing. Just free loot. I dove in too. The water was cold. Quiet. Every swing of the pickaxe echoed weirdly, like the game itself was holding its breath. Diamond or broke. I grabbed it. Another. And another. Then emerald. Then more diamonds. This wasn't survival anymore, this was a jackpot. Something feels wrong. After a few minutes, everyone surfaced. Boats filled again. Inventory stacked. People were laughing in chat. "Bro, I got 23 diamonds already. This SMP is broken. We're rich." Day 1 loudly crying face. The guy next to me looked at his inventory, then back at the water. "This shouldn't happen," he said. "Yeah," I replied. "Not even close." He paused. "Why was it dangerous yesterday?" That question just sat there. No one answered it. The shift. The sun kept rising. Higher. Higher. Too high. It didn't feel like normal time anymore. And then someone typed, "Guys, why is the water getting darker again?" I looked down. The clear blue had started to fade. Back to that deep, dark color from before. The same shadows slowly returning underneath. And suddenly, all those players still swimming? They stopped moving. For just a second. Like something down there had noticed them again. Day 1 wasn't about survival. It was bait. And we had just taken it. The panic didn't last forever. It couldn't. Because eventually, people realized something important. If the ocean was going to turn back into a nightmare, then the only option was to make the island stronger. Building begins. By midday, the entire server had shifted focus. No more diving. No more risking the depths. Now it was about building. My island, which started as barely a patch of sand, slowly turned into something real. I expanded it with dirt and slabs, stretching it out block by block over the water. A small wheat farm grew on one side, sugar cane lining the edges like a barrier. Others were doing the same. Tiny dots in the ocean were becoming actual bases. You could see it happening in real time, bridges forming, platforms growing, little houses popping up like it was some kind of floating civilization. Even the guy I fought earlier? We didn't fight again. Not yet. Now we just watched each other. Building. Preparing. The wall. One player took things way more seriously than everyone else. Off in the distance, you could see it rising. A wall. Suddenly on the main island, a glimpse of glint and regret, two players began fighting. The wall guy and someone else. Their swords clashed. It was way worse than my fight from earlier. They fought and fought for a long time. Soon no one was left. At first it was just a ring of cobblestone. Then it got higher. Thicker. Layered. By sunset, his entire island was surrounded. No gaps. No openings. Just a full defensive perimeter. Bro thinks he's safe, someone joked in chat. But honestly, he might have had the right idea. Because if whatever was in the water came back, walls might be the only thing that mattered. The portal. Then someone did something even crazier. Guys. I made a portal. Everyone stopped what they were doing. What do you mean portal? Someone asked. Nether. No one believed it until we saw it. Off on a nearby island, glowing against the darkening sky. A nether portal. How did you even get obsidian? I said out loud. Diamonds, my teammate muttered. He speedran it. Of course he did. The purple swirl lit up the ocean around him, reflecting across the water like it didn't belong in this world. And maybe it didn't. Because if the overworld was already broken, who knows what the nether would be like? Night returns. The sun started to set again. This time, everyone noticed. No one celebrated their builds. No one kept farming. People went quiet. We all remembered what happened last night. And what almost happened earlier. The water was fully dark now. No more visibility. No more safe-looking ocean floor. Just black. No one went in. Not a single player. Even the guy with the portal? He didn't enter it. Not yet. I stood at the edge of my island, looking out at everything we built. Small islands. Walls. Farms. A portal glowing in the distance. It almost looked peaceful. Almost. Then. A splash. Far away. Then another. And another. Shapes began to form beneath the surface again. More than before. Way more. Chat lit up instantly. They're back. There's more of them. Way more. I stepped back from the edge. Everyone did. No one needed to say it. Day 1 was over. And whatever this world was, it was done playing nice. End of episode 1.